Is it? Okay. Hey, what's going on? Okay, hey, what's going on? This video probably is really completely irrelevant, but it's pertaining to my experience at ComicCon 2011. Um, I made two videos in the past about it, and they really didn't get my thoughts and feelings. I think what I was missing was my feelings towards an event such as that. Um, Let me start by saying there's no apologies because I got a dislike on it. I don't know who it was from. Probably was from me. I can't remember, or somebody I know. Whatever, dislike. And it's not apology directly. It's just probably I was misunderstood. I probably incomprehensible, incompetent. When I was speaking on the video, I like anime, I like comic books. I like the idea of using your imagination to create something to bring it into the world you see today. And to me, that's fine, great. However, when necessarily woke up or when I was awakened, mentally, spiritually, some of the things that I used to like or I still like, it's kind of like a battle. It's kind of like, well, I like it, but I don't want to, participate in it, or I don't want to, keep it up. I don't want to stay controlled by it, even though sometimes you're not really controlled by it. But I just didn't want to influence. I didn't want any influence that wasn't me. I want to influence me. You know how you got talk shows, radios, everything. Everybody's talking. Everybody's talking. You're just like, but you're not listening to yourself and who you are. So that's the kind of edge. That's how I had. Like that was like my one of my line of sights during the time. And I was by myself. I wasn't in a group. And so I'm just like trying to figure it out, trying to packed. It was just, oh, I wish I went to. I guess I should have, or I could have went to 2 days before back and do something. But ever since that, I would love to go back. Seriously, I would love to go back. It's just that I didn't like the idea of being cattle like that. I didn't like the idea of being like, no, you don't have no space to bend over. I don't. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like to not have any space, to be around so much people talking, and I felt like it was people can get together to do things they like or things they know are damaging or whatever. But the simplest thing is like, yo, let's just stop. Let's just change society. Let's change something. What are you talking about? I'm not going to do that. But you come together to buy comic, like everybody comes together. It's kind of like it's like a fix, and I was upset. I felt like everybody was kind of like an addict at the event. Not necessarily everyone is directly an addict of that type of culture, but it's like I was just confused. I was just like, wow, here we all are. Here we all are. Um, Getting comic books, free things, and dressing up, and it's just like great, but it's just what's the next level for us? That's what I always ask myself when we're around any event, anything with a lot of people going on. I'm like, what's the next level? I don't sit there and think to myself. I mean, I ask myself that question if it's something I feel it's it's not helping. That's why I mean. It's not, I'm not the judge of that necessarily, but that was just my thoughts and feelings on it. Was that I didn't like that I seen a whole bunch of people lining up like cattle, eating whatever they're eating shit, like just doing a whole bunch of unhealthy, stupid shit, and buying into this, buying into that, like the character, I'm like Sinestro from DC Comics. He's cool. I mean, I can just name characters that I like and know, but it's just like how you have um celebrities who stay where they are for 10 years, 20 years. People, it's a business to keep us controlled, and I didn't like that because I I knew that the anime business, the comic business, the gaming business, those are things a part of our control, that the Matrix. I didn't like that because I grew up with it. Spider-Man cartoons, X-Men cartoons, from the 90s and shit. I love Static Shock. I like these things, but then I think to myself, wow, are these really, are these revolutionizing people? Are these things really setting people free? Now, don't get me wrong. There's people out there who do animation, who try to teach you history of Africa. I think this YouTuber named Chris Miller. He's an artist, I think, a freelance, not a freelance artist, but just as I know, an artist. doing his own thing on Kickstarter. So I mean, to me, like, that's cool. Like, oh, that's awesome. But I just didn't like the mainstream. Like, it's here you go. This is life. This is what you should. This is Green Lantern. Yeah, like it was like it was like it's like so what? I'm tired. Like how long is this gonna last? And I had the grumpy face going through everywhere I was going. I was just like, just grumpy. Not grumpy, but just I know my grumpiness. So it was like a 1 out of 10. It was like a 4 grumpiness. I was just gruntled. I wanted to sit down. I just didn't like the behaviorism. I didn't feel like it treated you. It made you say, you know what, let me not do this. I mean, everyone's different. Don't get me wrong, but I guess I just needed to go to a different type of convention where there's different people versus a uh, let's say a random personalities event, like versus a I don't know. See, I can't even try to put it into words because it's just like you can't do that, and I can't do that right now in a way. Judging by where I went and who was there, I can't really put it in a box the way I guess I'm trying to. But I like anime. I like movies, the manga, stuff like that. They're cool, but I guess I need to really get on the underground scene of uh, anything really because it was so mainstream and it was like I didn't know how to accept it. I was like, this is what this people kind of like line up for. Like, I mean, everybody lines up for different things in the city and doing events and such. But I just felt like it was one of those things where it showed me who part of me was or still is, and how I wasn't true to myself to say, you know what, I'm cutting this out my life. I'm cutting that out my life. I'm cutting this out my life. I'm sending, and I don't want that part of my life. And no disrespect to people I know who do, who are part of it, who are doing part of it. It's just I guess I didn't like the mainstream of it, and it just it was it was people being themselves, great, but on the outside, say hi to them on the street, I don't know you. So it was this kind of like this phoniness, this type of way we've been conditioned to where you only you only should be yourself in private. Like that's what I feel like that was. It wasn't like there's some people out there who are themselves out in the open. Not like gay, but I'm just saying like just who they are and how they think and they don't care. And they're very outward. But there's some people who are just you like where the fuck they went? Like you like where'd they go? And then you go to an event like this and they're like, yeah, this is who I am. Wow. And you're like you have to let people either accept who you are or deny who you are. And I think that's what I've been doing ever since I left high school. High school I was not really completely who I am today, but now I'm just like who I am, respectful with it, but it's for you to judge. I don't care. Judge me now, then judge me later. That's how I think about it. Judge me now, then judge me later. So I hope this clears it up. I got a croissant in the oven. So I'm gonna butter this baby up. Well, actually, I'm gonna butter this croissant up. I can't butter a baby up. So yeah, I mean, I like video games and I like challenging my mind, but I don't like the idea of trapping yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't like the idea of, it's not good, it's the health, but we see, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna have some fun, so you do it. And then you sometimes, and I think, oh my god, it's everything is everything. That's all I can say. Everything is everything. And for me to not even commit to that, or for me to even say I brush that off with me, lying to myself. So I didn't want to do that, and I feel like it tried to make me do that. You know what I'm trying to say? It was anytime. To me it's kind of a culture where it's like you gotta look the part, and you have. I feel like everything we're doing nowadays, you have to either fit some type of stereotype by a 20% margin or 30% margin to kind of get a pass. Because if you go into some place and you're completely not how the other people are, or not look, but like are, like their frequency, their vibration, their tone, like 3 people may come in before me to a comic book shop and go, hey, what's going on? Yeah, okay, all right. I'll come in this comic shop like, oh my god, oh my god, Black Adam hoodie, and oh my god, a Green Lantern t-shirt, and wow, that's cool. Like, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm excited, and everyone's looking at me like, why is this guy so excited for comic books? Why can't someone be excited nowadays in public? That's what I'm trying to say. In public, how come you can't be excited? And not like act like a little kid, but how come you just can't be excited with something? Express your happiness without it being some like the new humor is sarcasm, trolling the trolling, and something else. But that's humor nowadays. I feel like looking at that event, people weren't in control of their destiny. People weren't in control of their ship. It was kind of like they just had to go, or why not go with their friends? So their friends made them go, and it feels, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know how to put it, but it feels like it was pulling like things like this, ComicCon, NFL, all these things they pull on you, they pull you into what they want you to be, and people don't recognize that. People say that's a conspiracy or whatever the case may be, and that's how I felt. I felt like they tried to pull me into it. If I had like about $200 on me that day, I probably would spend everything. Got a comic book issues and probably a something. And it was, and the thing about it is, now when I think about it, it's part of what I didn't like was the immaturity to it. Now I'm not saying everyone's immature there, but the this is what I'm trying to say. I can predict and perceive what happens around me. Not necessarily like I got everything, but I'm just saying that I know that if this girl, this female, is standing over there and she's buying something, and I'm just curious to see what she got, or ask her what she got, or just walk past her. This offensive, oh my god, he likes me, I'm not good enough. That type of whatever the fuck these girls have attitude, 18, 19, 20, 20, whatever the fuck they have. Now I gotta sit there and deal with that and go, hey, I'm not trying to, I don't want you. So it's just knowing that there's a single linear thing they try to put on everybody, and people get parts of it, whole parts of it, half of it, whatever. And the people who don't get none of it, like just reject everything about it, for them to conversate with somebody who gets that programming, it's like, well, hey, look. So if I come to them with who I truly am, it's like, well, I don't like you, I don't accept you, yeah. But if I come to them like them, I'm accepted. So it's like, well, I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not, to make people happy around me. I'm just who I am, you know? So I didn't feel like I bumped into a lot of people who were just kind of like, didn't like me, but I just felt like I want to go to a slow event. I want to go to a really slow, mellow event. People are cool. There's no, I don't say racism, but there's just people just doing their thing without being high or drunk or anything. You know what I'm trying to say? When you think about the events that people go to, or commercials or whatever, they're having a Budweiser, they're having a Guinness, they're smoking a joint. Like, I just be who you are, naturally around people, naturally doing naturally things. You know? So I guess that's my qualm. I want to clear up. I don't hate animation. Trust me, it's cool to do it and how they, it's like, oh, gaming design, and it's cool, it's exciting. But I think to myself, do I want to keep supporting this matrix or keeping this matrix alive, or do I want to really change it for everybody else, or change it to an extent where people can pick up on that change and use their power to change it even more, so everyone's continually changing the world or changing the system. So that's what I'm working on, and that's what I didn't see at Comic-Con. As much as it's always been going on, after Comic-Con's been around for I don't know how many years, but it was just like, this is it. This is what people like to, and I was like, whatever. So, I ended here. If you watched the whole video, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you think I'm an idiot, smart, whatever. Whatever. If you want to just drop something, cool. I gotta go. Like I said, I gotta go butter this on croissant. Peace.